If he senses even a little bit of attitude, if he sees even a little bit of drama, that dude is in the wind. I tell you guys not to blame women for being women and that they're not good or evil, they just are. But guys, some women are just absolutely effing evil. These are the sadistic women who intentionally screw over as many guys as possible. This is the girl who doesn't accidentally break you. She calculates every ignored mess, every cold shoulder, every time she told you you're overthinking it. All of that was intentional. She knew it would confuse you. She knew it would make you chase. And she knew it would make you question your worth. She does all this because she doesn't fear losing you. And women don't hurt men they fear losing. They hurt men they believe will stay no matter what. She needed control, so she played with your emotions until you broke. That way you become the toxic one while she walks away clean. Gentlemen, she wasn't confused. She was careful. And the hard truth is that she's done this many times before. You just didn't know it. She knew what silence would do to you. She knew that flirting with other dudes would trigger you, but she did it anyway. Why? Because she wanted power more than peace. And if you don't learn to recognize this game early, you're going to continue giving your love to women who see it as a weakness. Learn this for yourself because women are never going to just sit you down and tell you this. And if you don't learn this, you will pay the price down the road. Number one, she's more attracted to power than love. Love makes her feel safe. Power makes her feel alive. Number two, she tests you not to break you, but to see if you're the man that she can trust to lead and protect her. Number three, her attraction fades the second you become predictable. Mystery fuels her desire far more than gifts ever will. Number four, she will admire the man who walks away. If you cling to her, she'll despise you. Number five, she may lie with her lips, but her body never lies. Watch her actions, not her words. Number six, she's not loyal to you. She's loyal to the version of you she respects. Lose that respect, you'll lose her love and ultimately her. Number seven, deep down, she does not want to lead. She wants to surrender, but only a man who's strong enough to lead her. Gentlemen, women are never going to confess these truths. Not to her friends, and definitely not to you. But every man who ignores these things ends up confused, betrayed, or broken. However, the man who learns these lessons becomes untouched. Conquered nations, made generational advances in science, medicine, technology. We study business, theology, even history. But most men never study women, and that's exactly the reason why they fail with them. Gentlemen, women are not complicated. They are patterns. And if you don't know these patterns, you get played. Every smile hides a test. Every silence hides a message. And every argument hides the question that asks, are you strong enough to lead me? The man who never studies women thinks that love is enough. The man who does study women knows that love dies without respect. Now, I know a lot of you meathead red pill guys will say, no way I'm gonna study women. If you study women, you're a simp. Women aren't worth studying, bro. And to that, I would ask, you wouldn't invest in a stock without learning the charts, the company's history, or future outlook, would you? You wouldn't buy a house without doing a walkthrough, getting it inspected, and looking up the title information, would you? And you wouldn't buy a car without checking the Carfax, would you? Of course not. So why on God's green earth would you risk at least half of your present and future income, your freedom, and possibly even your life getting involved with modern women? Because if you're here, you are acknowledging that messing with women is risky for all of these reasons. So why would you poo-poo doing your research on women if that's the very thing that could cost you the most if you're not aware of what they're capable of? Why risk your life on something you do not understand? Ignorance makes you weak, gentlemen, and weakness makes her lose desire. And when desire dies, so does the relationship. The man who studies female psychology is not controlled by her emotions. He controls the frame. Our culture likes to call this toxic. But men who refuse to learn about modern women end up divorced, cheated on, and or drained. You can master business, money, and power, but if you cannot master women, you will lose at least half of it in the end. So you've got two choices. You can either study her or you can be destroyed by her. But do not say I did, because while most women can sleep with any man they want, they have absolutely no clue what it takes to retain a high. And ladies, you gotta understand that dating a man who's got himself together ain't for little girls. One wrong move and you are erased. No warnings, no second chances. A man who has carved peace out of chaos doesn't tolerate chaos at home. He's survived his demons already, so he ain't about to date one. If he senses even a modicum of disrespect, if he senses even a little bit of attitude, if he sees even a little bit of drama, that dude is in the wind without warning. He disappears emotionally, physically, and permanently. He doesn't yell. He doesn't argue. He just looks at your behavior and silently thinks, not worth my peace. You see, gentlemen, women are used to men begging. They're used to men explaining. They're used to men negotiating. But the man who has himself together does absolutely none of that. And the reason for this is that he has spent years healing, building, and evolving. So he is not about to let some yacht thought with zero discipline ruin what he's fought for. Ladies, you raise your voice, you play games, you bring attitude, he drops you forever. He ain't afraid to lose you. He's making sure he doesn't lose himself. And there's a big difference there. You see, ladies, successful men don't chase chaos. They eliminate it. So you have two choices. You can either date him the right way, or you can lose him instantly. Because a man who's built peace doesn't beg for love. He simply replaces. And a lot of men make this mistake when pursuing women, but here's what you need to know. Spend money on a girl who likes you, not on a girl to make her like. Because if you're paying to impress her, you're not a man to her. You are a walking ATM with a static erection, hoping against all hope that you've spent enough money to get into her panties. A woman who genuinely likes you won't make you prove your worth with your wallet. She'll make it easy, almost too easy. When she's into you, your very presence is a gift to her. Your time is the prize, but your money is optional. When she isn't into you, nothing is enough. You could fund her lifestyle, pay her car note, her rent, and all her bills. She'll still call you just a friend. High value men invest where there's a return. Low value men invest where there's hope. And as we all know, hope is not a strategy. Hope is for boys, returns are for men. The girl who likes you spends on you. She brings you food. She buys you things. She gives you her time, her effort, and her body. No negotiation, just pure desire. The girl you chase with your wallet gives you nothing but bills, headaches, and excuses. Her love language is draining your bank account. Guys, you gotta stop financing your own humiliation. Spend on the woman who spends on you. The woman who chooses you, not the one you're begging to choose. Because at the end of the day, a woman who likes you invests in you. A woman you try to buy will eventually sell you. Guys, I know I talk all the time about how my life is so much better because Devin is in it. But on the other side of that coin, I will be the first to tell you that being single is better than begging a woman to act like a woman. If you have to ask for femininity, she's already lost cause because she either is or she isn't. There's no in between. A man should never, ever have to negotiate basics. He shouldn't have to negotiate respect. He shouldn't have to negotiate desire. And he damn sure shouldn't have to negotiate loyalty. If these things aren't natural to her, she'll spend her entire life fighting her destructive instincts. The hard truth is that women want the perks of femininity without the responsibility. They want her to be treated like queens while acting like a concubine to multiple jesters posing as kings. A relationship shouldn't feel like you're coaching an employee how to be feminine. You're building a home, not a human resources department. Lions don't ask the lionesses to hunt. They just do. Well, it's the same with quality women. Their femininity flows effortlessly. If she acts masculine, you'll be forced to act feminine. And this is how men lose themselves. This is how kings become servants. A woman who truly likes you drops her guard, her pride, and her ego. Femininity blooms under the right man. And if you are the right man, you shouldn't have to drag it out of her. If she fights you on everything, argues with you, and competes with your authority, then you're dating a roommate with emotion. Being single will always be a better life than negotiating her femininity. Because a woman who refuses to act like a woman doesn't deserve a man who acts like. Because here is a brutally cold reality that most people would never believe when they first hear it. But when they actually think about it, they'll know it's true. Most women have kissed more women than most men. Tell me I'm right. All these good-looking girls have OnlyFans. But what this goes to show, guys, is that you cannot fix a girl who benefits from being broken. She doesn't want to heal. She wants an excuse. See, gentlemen, broken, that's her brand. It gets her attention, sympathy, control, and in a lot of cases, a lot of money. If you show up with solutions, she'll show up with new problems. Why? Because fixing things would end the performance. She'll say things like, I just need support. But what she really needs is an audience. And you, my friend, are in the front row. Then when you stop helping, she'll call you heartless. But the truth is that you just stopped being her sponsor. Gentlemen, you cannot save women who love their own story of suffering. Because what happens is they'll drag you into the performance until you start bleeding too. The hard truth is that most women don't want peace. They want control. They call it healing while feeding off chaos. If you don't see it early, you will get destroyed by the shrapnel when she self-destructs for good. Trust me. And guys, they lie every single time. Every time. He touched me. Lies. We didn't have sex. Lies. He's just a friend. Lies. I only replied to him so he can support my business. Lies. I didn't want to be rude. Lies. I deleted the messages so you won't feel bad. Lies. All lies. Gentlemen, all of this is intentional. She knew it would piss you off. She knew it crossed the line. She knew it disrespected you, but she did it anyway. Don't fall for the excuses. Don't fall for the tears. Don't even fall for the fake confusion. But by the same token, there's no need to take revenge. Don't stay and suffer. And by all means, do not try to stick around to fix or educate her. A woman who shows you she's bad for you is, wait for it, bad for you. You're not her therapist. You're not her advisor. And you are damn sure not her savior. You ain't that smart, my guy. Just walk away. That's the smartest move you will ever make with a woman like this. I thought this recently, but I'm going to mention this again because this is some of the most underrated dating advice a man can get. Be the side dude just one time and you will never trust a woman again. Not even the good girls. When you're the dude she cheats with, you don't get theory. You get front front row reality. The lies are smooth, the guilt is non-existent, and the performance is flawless. You will watch a girl call her boyfriend baby and tell him how much she loves him and about how she just can't wait for him to get home. Then you'll watch her turn off her phone, crawl into your bed, then laugh at his missed calls and endless texts wondering where the hell she is. But she's not worried. She's already got the airtight, ironclad backstory all worked out, with the help of her best friend, of course. When you're the side dude, you learn something that no book can ever teach you. And that is that women don't cheat because they're unhappy. They cheat because they can. You see, opportunity is much more a priority in her mind than morality and loyalty to you. Her boyfriend thinks she's an angel. He totally understands why she didn't call till the next morning. I mean, what else could she have done? You, on the other hand, you know she's a professional actress with an Oscar-worthy performance that she has had years to perfect. Being the main dude blinds you, but being the side dude wakes you the hell up. One position feeds you fantasy, the other position feeds you truth. Be the side dude enough times and you'll stop believing in good girls. Not because you're bitter, but because of first-hand experience. You saw the duality, you saw the switch, you saw the mask drop, and you saw the real her. It's not the purity you judge her by, gentlemen. It is her capability to remain loyal in the face of temptation. Because no matter how good a woman is, every woman is capable of betraying a man who swears up and down he knows her. After the side dude experience, you don't hate women, you understand them. You understand them on a level that most men never even approach. And that understanding is what saves you. Trust slowly, love wisely, and believe absolutely nothing without evidence. Because a man who sees behind the curtain walks differently, he talks differently, but most importantly, he chooses differently. Because once you've been the side dude, you stop praying for angels and start screening for demons. The main difference between dating older women and younger women, and having dated plenty of both, I can tell you that there are some stark differences between the two experiences. Date a 20-year-old and you get time, you get fun, you get peace. Date a 29-year-old and you know what you get? You get deadlines. A 20-year-old is discovering life. She's curious. She's playful. She's not in a rush. Her biological clock hadn't gone off yet. A 29-year-old, however, is calculating, checking the calendar, checking your income, checking to see if you fit her 5-year plan. At 20, she dates you because she wants you. At 29, she dates you because she needs stability. Different motives, different experiences, different pressure, different existence. A 20-year-old lets things flow. You get to know her gradually. There's a natural flow to things because they're not rushed. She's at her best and not her most desperate, and it's obvious. A 29-year-old, on the other hand, she rushes through all the intimacy, the titles, and the commitment. Not because of you, but because of time. And that's because Mother Nature doesn't wait for anyone. With a 20-year-old, it's romance. With a 29-year-old, it's a negotiation. One is a journey, the other's a countdown. You don't feel pressure with you. You feel possibility. You feel potential. You feel her choosing you, not her age choosing for her. This isn't cruelty, gentlemen. This is biology. As men, we age into our value, while women age into urgency. Two timelines, one truth. And that truth is that if you want peace, choose youth. If you want pressure, choose age. But do not sit here and pretend that they are the same experience, because I'm here to tell you, having experienced plenty of both, they are most definitely not the same experience. Not even close. This is where guys fall short trying to run cheesy pickup lines and using canned responses, because girls have a supernatural ability to determine very quickly whether or not you get laid. They can tell. They can smell it before you even open your mouth. You see, gentlemen, women have a sixth sense for male desirability. This isn't based on philosophy, and it's not based on vibes. This is based on biology. And if she knows that other women want you, all of a sudden now she feels that spark. If no woman wants you, she just doesn't see you that way. The hard truth is that women simply do not like lonely men. They like validated men. Men who are pre-selected by other women. Men respected by other men. Social proof is the modern woman's religion. Your dating history leaks through your energy, your posture, your tone, your pace, and your cadence. You cannot fake abundance, guys, no matter how hard you try. A man who gets laid moves differently. He's calm, he's unbothered, he doesn't chase, and he isn't begging. And women feel that aura like heat, which is why you always hear them use the phrase, "Is it hot in here or is it just me?" That ain't a cute slogan or some figure of speech. That's the truth. Now, a man who doesn't get laid, that guy's nervous. That guy is over-invested. He talks too much. He's desperate for approval. And women smell desperation like sharks smell blood in the water. Because at the end of the day, women never choose the best man. They choose the man other women already chose. Hypergamy is herd instinct. It is literally the hive mind. And this is why the same dudes get all the women and the nice guys get nothing. Women follow demand, not intention. If women want you, more women will want you. If no women want you, good luck with your pickup lines. Because women don't detect your worth. They detect your options. So the quick math here is to level up, get wanted, get chosen, then watch how quickly women all of a sudden find themselves in your proximity. Because if there is one thing that I have learned over the years is that it is not your job to protect your woman from other men. A loyal woman protects your relationship and your peace long before you ever have to physically protect. Because the hard truth is that men only lose women who are volunteering themselves anyway. You cannot steal a woman who already doesn't have one foot out the door. You see, gentlemen, her boundaries show her character, not your masculinity, not your paranoia, her choices. If she's friendly with every dude, laughing too hard, replying too fast, entertaining male friends, that's not a threat, gentlemen. That's information. A woman who wants you closes doors. A woman who wants you blocks access. A woman who wants you creates distance, and you will never have to tell her. A woman who wants options keeps doors slightly open just in case. And the only way to fix that is to walk away. High-value men don't mate guard. They choose women who mate guard them. Because if you're having to police her every move, you already know the truth. And that truth is that she does not respect you. A loyal woman protects her relationship. A disloyal woman protects her excuses. So your job is simple. Provide standards, enforce boundaries, and then watch her behavior. And what's her job? That's easy too. Make your life easier, not riskier. If she truly values you, she will guard her attention like it's sacred. If she does not value you, she will hand her attention out like coupon. Men lead, women choose, and their choices expose everything. You don't protect a woman from men, gentlemen. Her loyalty protects your relationship and your peace. Always complaining about this or that, but the most annoying thing women complain about is the male sex drive. Men are so horny, they squawk, as if it's not the very thing that drives literally every decision they, women, make from sunup till sundown. But they can bitch and moan all they want to. The male sex drive is the reason the human race even exists. If men weren't driven by lust, most guys wouldn't deal with women at all. Not in their teens, not in their 20s, not ever. Because let's be honest, gentlemen, most women are annoying, emotional, chaotic, dramatic, and come with more baggage than Louis Vuitton. And what makes a man look past all that? His sex drive, biology, Mother Nature forcing him to endure the storm so humanity doesn't disappear. A man's libido is the engine of civilization. Without it, there's no dating, there's no approaching, there's no relationships, no babies, no people, no species. Everything collapses. Most women don't realize this absolutely brutal truth. And that brutal truth is that men tolerate a lot because we want sex. Because if we didn't, we would choose silence. We'd choose peace. We'd choose purpose. We'd choose all of that over pointless emotional freaking chaos. Take sex out of the equation and all of a sudden better than 90% of women have absolutely zero value to offer most men. Is that harsh to say? Yep. Is it true? You bet your ass it is. Because men don't chase women because they're so amazing. We chase because nature wired us to ignore your bullshit. You want the real red pill, ladies? Lust keeps men interested. Peace keeps men committed. And 99.9% of y'all never understand the damn difference. And we wonder why most of these half-naked hoes cosplaying as quality women in these street interviews are all single. Big freaking mystery. Always hurts, and I know this because I have been here many times before, but the lesson here is that women don't abandon the men they love. They leave the ones they're finished using. Because a woman doesn't all of a sudden fall out of love. She simply runs out of benefits. If she walked away easily, it's because she was never emotionally invested, only situationally invested. You see, gentlemen, love makes a woman patient, but convenience makes a woman temporary. And it is very important for men to learn the difference. She didn't suddenly lose feelings. She simply lost access to what she wanted from you, and that is when her exit plan activates. Because a woman in love fights for you, while a woman using you replaces you before you even realize you're a placeholder. If she truly loved you, your worst days wouldn't scare her away. Andre 3000 famously said, "You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather." And shout out to Outkast, because only an opportunist leaves when the weather changes. Don't chase the woman who discarded you for convenience. Instead, chase the man you became after she left you. Because the breakup wasn't the loss, it was a revelation. She showed you who she really was, which means she showed you what her true role in your life was. Let her go, my guy. She didn't leave you because you weren't enough. She left because she was never yours in the first place. So while I do know that it is going to hurt for a while, it is very important to understand that over time, pain fades, but clarity stays. And clarity is what you gain from a bad breakup. Your value doesn't disappear because she walked. If anything, her value gets exposed. Because at the end of the day, she didn't abandon love, guys. She abandoned opportunity. The truth, guys, is that you can either love women or you can understand them, but you can rarely do both. Once a man sees the truth about how women really operate and what their true motivations are, the magic dies. They're no longer these mythical, magical, beautiful beautiful, innocent creatures that we are raised to believe they were. Because once you truly understand women, you realize that every I love you comes with a contract. And that contract is 457% conditional. The sex, the love, and the loyalty are all rented, never owned. And once your eyes are open, you cannot close them. Once you take the red pill, you can't spit it out. Because what happens is you start seeing the patterns. You see the manipulation, you see the testing, you see the hypergamy, and you see the performance. And every one of them is perfectly rehearsed. To love a woman blindly, you have to delete all logic from your brain. You have to pretend her past doesn't matter, you have to ignore the mind games, and you have to convince yourself that she's different. That ain't love, guys. That's hypnosis. But a man who understands doesn't chase. He observes and he reads the fine print before signing because he knows two things. Number one, her loyalty has an expiration date, and number two, her love has conditions. And I know we're gonna have bitches squawking, not all women are like that. I know I'm gonna have women in the comments talking about, you've just been hurt, you're bitter. All of that nonsense translates to lower your guard so I can try again. See, love makes you soft, gentlemen. And the reason I know this is because I'm experiencing this very phenomenon right now. I love my wife, please believe, but I can freely admit that I'm not as hardened as I once was. I'm not as physically fit as I used to be, and I'm not as sharp or as witty as I used to be. Obviously, I'm constantly working on these things, but the truth is the truth, guys. And this is exactly why most men stay in denial. You see, the truth kills the fairy tale, but it also builds the man. And once you truly understand women, you will never love the same. Not because you're bitter, but because you're awake. And once a man is awake, he understands that if he understands women, he will never love women the same. She starts sex first. She ain't just horny, guys. Her ass is hooked. Because women don't chase sex. They respond to men who awaken something within them. Most women wait for permission to feel. They need a safety net before they surrender. They need a man who's not just attractive, but undeniable. A man whose energy bypasses her logic completely. This is why when she grabs you first, it's not just lust, it's possession. What she is saying to you without words is, I belong to you. You have all of me, body, mind, and soul. This ain't just a casual act, guys. This is biology on its knees. Pun definitely intended. Any woman can give her body. That's the easy part. But when she offers it first, that is instinct, not intention. That is her subconscious waving the white flag of surrender. That's her saying, I can't fight this anymore and I'm not going to try to. You don't earn that from just attraction. You earn that from gravity. When your very presence dominates her nervous system, her logic completely shuts off. Her body moves before her thoughts do. That ain't seduction, boys. This is emotional surrender disguised as desire. When she initiates, she's not testing you. She's choosing you. Her ego has stepped aside, her pride is completely dissolved, and her feminine core has recognized her masculine superior. That's what real sexual connection looks like before words touch it. And trust me, you will know the difference immediately if you have the experience. An attracted woman responds. A surrendered woman approaches. Her touch becomes desperate. Hell, even her breathing changes. Because she doesn't just want to please you. She wants you to consume her. It's not just lust. That is also biological worship. When she initiates sex first, you have already won the silent war. You've conquered her resistance, you've bypassed her filters, and you have successfully taken the throne inside her head. And when a woman feels that, she can't fake it and she will never forget it. So here's the quick math. Attraction means she wants you, and attachment means she can't help wanting you. One fades after climax, the other lingers indefinitely. So when she drops to her knees unprovoked, it's not just sex, it's surrender. This is not only lust, but desire in its most primal form. And a modern woman will sacrifice literally anything and everything to experience this biological need to be her again. But here's something that I noticed about girls, whether they were interested in me or not. Even when a girl really likes you, she will almost never text you first. She'll sit there scrolling through your chat, checking your stories and all the rest of that. But she won't type a single word. Why? Because she's protecting her ego by not showing her interest. Instead, she'll wait for you to text first. Only then will she act like she's dying to talk to you. Finally, he texted, she'll think to herself, if you never text first, she would rather lose you completely than lower herself to text you. This is how deep the game runs, gentlemen. Modern women are keenly aware of this ironclad rule of attraction, which is the one who gets approached holds the power, while the one who initiates does not. And because of this, she'd rather pretend she doesn't care than risk looking like she does. How freaking crazy is that, guys? This is why when I was playing the field, I would go radio silent. No texts, no story replies, no crumbs. Because the truth is that silence exposes truths faster than words ever could. And if she never reaches out, it was never love. It was just validation disguised as interest. But when a woman truly desires you, when she truly covets you, she will break every rule that her pride and ego ever taught her. She'll text, she'll call, and she'll chase. Because real desire kills all strategy. A woman who wants you can't stay silent, but a woman who doesn't can't stay engaged. Silence reveals everything, gentlemen. Don't fear it. About this on Fresh and Fit early on in the early days when I said that most men are sexually invisible to most women. The hard truth, guys, is that most women are not going to be attracted to you until, of course, they see you with a beautiful woman. And that's the reality of the female psyche. These girls don't want you. They want the validation of being wanted by you. They chase value they didn't recognize until someone else did. Women are hive-minded creatures, guys. Just one beautiful girl's approval instantly rewrites your worth in every woman's eyes. That's not attraction, that's competition. They don't want to lose to another woman. They want to win the man that another woman already validated. You could be invisible for years, then you drop a photo on IG of you with a smoke show and all of a sudden every bitch remembers your name. That's not coincidence, that's social proof. And it is both primal and biological. If women see that other women desire you, their brain tells them he must have something I missed. And it's not your looks, it's not your money, and it's not your words. It is the signal that you are already chosen. And women don't want men that other women haven't chosen. You see, guys, men build attraction through status, silence, and scarcity. Women test that attraction through attention, validation, and curiosity. You become desirable the instant another attractive woman confirms that you are. That's one of the many unspoken rules of the sexual marketplace. Social proof is the silent currency of attraction. Don't beg it for interest. Instead, command it. Because in the end, women want the man that other women already want. It's a tale as old as just called her ass out on it, and surprise, surprise, she got pissed off, got an attitude, and I ended up kicking her out of my place and never talked to her again. Guys, never let a woman make you feel crazy because you've got her figured out. Girls like to call it trust issues. I call it pattern recognition. One is designed to shame you, the other is designed to shape you. Girls love to gaslight men for noticing what's obvious. They like to act all offended. They like to play the victim. And the reason they do this is because they fear what we now see, which is her game, her strategy, and her retirement plan. Once you understand a woman's strategy, the attention, the emotion, the manipulation, she loses her power. So in order to regain that power, she'll call you toxic. The instant you see through her, you stop dancing to her rhythm. And that's when she panics. Because your awareness kills her control. Women don't want honest men, guys, no matter what they say. Instead, what they really want are men who stay blind thinking they're in love. Then she'll say, "You're overthinking it." Nah, playboy, you're just finally thinking clearly. Never doubt your instincts, gentlemen. Your gut feels what her words hide. And when you see the truth, don't apologize for it. That's when you become something about modern love. It died a long time ago, buried under filters, algorithms, and empty captions. We don't fall in love anymore. We scroll into it. We don't write letters anymore. We leave comments. You see, it used to take courage to love someone. Now it just takes Wi-Fi and good lighting. People crave the idea of connection, but fear the responsibility that comes with it. The dating apps have turned affection into addiction and loneliness into business. They sell you connection by the swipe, then profit off of every heartbreak they help create. Everyone's connected, but nobody's close. These days, we ghost more often than we greet. Back then, you used to look a person in the eye and you actually meant what you said. But again, modern love died quietly, buried under convenience and ego. Now, if you listen closely, you might be able to still hear its heartbeat. But given the fact that better than 50% of women will be single and childless by 2030, you won't be able to hear it for much longer. I'll say it again, guys, modern love is dead. For all my guys out there who are still playing the field, running through hoes, and running game on these yacht thoughts, here is a hard and fast rule. If sex doesn't happen in 2 dates or less, there is no chemistry, period. Chemistry isn't created by time. It is revealed by urgency. When desire is real, it doesn't procrastinate, and it damn sure doesn't want to take things slow. When a woman says, "I don't move that fast," what she means is not for you. Because the same woman who wants to take it slow has moved much faster before, just not with the man she's unsure about. This isn't bitterness. This isn't hate. This is simply pattern recognition from men who have watched behavior rather than listen to words. You see, women break rules for men they want to sleep with while making rules for the men they don't. This isn't morality, it's biology. If she's delaying intimacy, she's deciding, is this man worth being with? What she's not deciding is, do I want to sleep with him? Big difference, guys. A lot of men get angry when they don't understand this concept. But experienced men don't get angry. They simply walk away early and save time, money, and dignity. Yes, exceptions do exist, but as we all know, exceptions don't change the norm. Genuine attraction shows up quickly and it is unmistakable. And don't get mad at me, guys. I didn't invent reality. I'm just a guy with a lot of experience with women who happens to have a little bit of a following who reports the truth. Chemistry doesn't stall or delay. It ignites. I'll tell you this. If your girl lets another man flirt with her, she is making him feel like he has a chance with her. Guys, this is already cheating. Not physically, at least not yet. But this is always exactly how it starts. The fact of the matter, guys, is that women don't accidentally entertain men. They know exactly what they're doing. Her silence is consent, her smile is permission, and her friendliness is the audition. You see, a loyal woman, she shuts that shit down instantly. Not out of fear, but respect for her man. Anything other than shutting it down immediately equals betrayal. And this is not debatable. If she doesn't shut him down right then and there, she's for the streets. Period. If she didn't want to be rude, she's lying. Because women are only polite to men they want attention from. And miss me with this, we were just talking. Because I'm here to tell you, cheating never starts in the bedroom with women. It starts in the eyes, continues in the replies, and escalates in the harmless attention. And she knows it. If she gives another man hope, she already gave you disrespect. And disrespect, that's the girls like to shame incels for being single. But what a lot of these girls don't know is that a lot of men are single because they're aware of who and what women really are. These are the men who spot red flags like snipers. One lie, one inconsistency, one attempt at manipulation, and they are gone. No hesitation. Because the truth is that you can't gaslight a man who understands how women really operate. He knows when something feels off because he trusts his experience and his instincts, not her excuses. He doesn't fall for the trauma dump queens. He doesn't fall for the pick-me sob stories. And he doesn't fall for the my ex was crazy fairy tales. He sees the pattern and he sees the damage. Then he dips like a chicken McNugget in barbecue sauce. And make no mistake, gentlemen, women can't stand these men because they can't be easily controlled. No buttons to push, no insecurities to poke, no weaknesses to exploit. Manipulation only works on the blind, guys. But the man who understands women isn't blind. He's observant. He catches the tone. He catches the switch. He catches the silence. But most importantly, he catches the micro disrespect that she thought slipped through. This kind of man is single because he refuses to settle for chaos wrapped in a pretty package. If peace costs him a woman, he will choose peace every single time. Modern women want men who are dumb, desperate, and distracted. But these kinds of men are none of these. He is calm, he is focused, and he is impossible to fool. Women like to say they love emotionally intelligent men until they realize he's not going to tolerate their bullshit. Then all of a sudden he's toxic, controlling, and insecure. But the truth is that he's none of those. He's just tired of entertaining dysfunction. So women need to realize that some men are single because they're selective, because they have standards, because they're not simps. He's not lonely, he's filtering. And the day he chooses a woman, she will be the rare one who acts me well in public and she has never embarrassed or disrespected me. And those who have followed my relationship knows this to be unequivocally true. And this is exactly why I say always judge a man by his woman. Because nothing exposes a man's reality than the girl he chose. Your woman is your resume, gentlemen. She's your billboard, your reflection. You don't pick trash unless you live in it. If she's loud, disrespectful, chaotic, and embarrassing, this means he's weak enough to tolerate it. Weak men date liabilities while strong men date assets. Now, if she's loyal, feminine, soft, and respectful, he's earned that. Strong men attract order. Weak men attract madness. Modern men love to brag about status, but the real status is his woman's behavior. Not her looks, not her clothes, but her conduct. Because a woman is never really out of control. She's only out of control with a man she doesn't respect. And her behavior is 273% on him. Because you can fake confidence, you can fake money, and you can fake lifestyle, but you cannot fake the type of woman who chooses to obey you. Her chaos is his lack of strength, while her loyalty is his lack of weakness. Her masculinity reflects that he follows, but her femininity reflects that he is a leader. Women mirror the man's frame. So just remember, if your girl is acting stupid, the world isn't judging her. They're judging you. Because a man who cannot select properly is a man who cannot lead properly. So judge a man by his woman. She is the audit of his standards, the report card of his masculinity, and proof of his competence. Choose better or be judged. Said, I didn't like him at first, but he grew on me about Travis Hunter. Translation, he wasn't my first choice, he was my last resort. Gentlemen, women don't warm up to men they're attracted to. They fall fast for those guys. If a woman had to force herself to like you, you are not her man. You're her plan B, C, or D with a heartbeat. Nothing more. Men she's really attracted to don't grow on her. She's already attracted. She chases and submits to those men immediately. You want to know who grows on women? The guys she settled for after the men she really wanted ignored her, used her, or outgrew her. You think you won the lottery by landing that big booby baddie? Nah, playboy. You inherited the discount version of her desire. You see, guys, a woman's true desire is violent. It's immediate. It's uncontrolled. You cannot negotiate it. You can't earn it. And you damn sure can't grow into it. Because if you weren't her first choice, you will never be her deepest desire. And desire is the only fuel for modern relationships. Without it, silent resentment, dead bedroom, and a long, sexless relationship. Basically a prison sentence with paperwork. But here is the brutal truth. A woman who settles will punish the man she settles for. She'll punish him emotionally, she'll punish him sexually, she'll even punish him spiritually, because he reminds her of everything she failed to accomplish in terms of finding a high caliber man. If she didn't want you from the start, she will never truly want you at all. Not even after you marry her, not even after you provide for her, not even after you give her children. So here's the quick math. Choose a woman who said, I liked him instantly, not he grew on me. One gives you passion, the other gives you punishment. How many of you guys watching this video are experiencing this right now? Too controlling, but when I talked to him on our last consult, he totally went overboard with it, trying to control her every move, and that's just not feasible, guys. Never try to control a woman because you simply cannot control any person's every move. Instead, let her do exactly what she wants, because that is how you find out what she actually respects. You see, gentlemen, control creates obedience. Freedom reveals character. One gives you silence, the other gives you the truth. When you try to police her behavior, you never really learn who she is. All you're doing at that point is just managing appearances until the resentment starts to build, and eventually the relationship will come to an end, just like that consultation client I told you guys about. A woman who respects you doesn't need rules. She self-regulates because she values the connection. So give her freedom, then sit back and watch closely, because what she chooses when there's no pressure, that's the real answer. So what am I looking for, Donovan? Well, the answers are simple. Does she seek attention? Does she cross boundaries? Does she entertain options? Does she protect a relationship without having to be asked? Men who try to control women aren't strong. They're just afraid of what the freedom might expose. And one of the unbreakable truths that most men are grossly unaware of is that respect isn't enforced with women. It's volunteer. So anything that must be enforced was never real to begin with. Let her actions speak, gentlemen. Words lie, promises adjust, but behavior stays honest whether she knows it or not. So the quick math is that you should never try to control a woman. Instead, observe her. Freedom is the test, her choices are the results. Choose accordingly. Well, and they're always the last to know, which is funny to witness in real time. But women like this are always in denial about their declining sexual market value, and they do this in many ways, not the least of which is disagreeing with hard truths regarding a man's options. Women are not going to want to hear this, but men in their 30s and 40s hold the golden ticket of the dating market. Most women won't admit it, most women will hate it, but very few of them understand this unbreakable truth, and these are the women who have an inherent advantage over women who choose to remain willfully ignorant. As a man in your 20s, you're potential. In your 30s and 40s, you're the proof. And that's the difference between being promising and being dangerous. Young women see a man in his 30s or 40s and think seasoned, stable, capable. You've survived long enough to be taken seriously. Older women, on the other hand, see the same men and think prime, vigorous, desirable. And the reason for this is because they know that you still have time. But more importantly, they also know that you now have the leverage. And that is when the market flips completely. You see, gentlemen, women age out of options, but men age into them. Biology does not negotiate, guys. It collects. And this is the apex of male selection power. Your value isn't hypothetical anymore. It's visible, measurable, and now it's verified by results. Your options now span over multiple generations, which, incidentally enough, is not unlike the 20-year-old who can choose from an entire spectrum of men from different generations when they're at their prime. But there is one distinct difference, and that difference is that she has options simply because she exists. But your options exist because you've earned it. This is exactly why desperation looks terrible on men in their 30s and 40s. If you're still chasing at that age, you have failed the exam. You didn't stack your money, you didn't stay in shape, you didn't work as long and as hard as you should have, but most of all, you didn't learn dating wisdom. Instead, all you did was chase ass using the faulty tools your mom gave you, and now you're in your 30s chasing women you have no business even approaching. But a man in his 30s who did put in the work, that guy's not chasing attention. He's not proving himself, and he's not begging for desire. And everyone can feel it, men and women alike. That's why they act different. That's why the tone changes. That's why respect shows up for them uninvited. So while women may peak sooner and much harder, we peak later and we stay there. And make no mistake, guys, nothing burns hotter or brighter than a woman's prime. But it is short-lived and it burns out rather quickly. A man's peak may not be quite as persuasive as a woman's prime, and it may not burn as hot or as bright. But when we do reach our peak, it lasts a lot longer. And if you played your cards right, your 30s are not the beginning of your decline like a woman's. They're the beginning of your men simply do not categorize women properly, and it ends up costing them. But I'm not talking about the two main categories, which of course are potential relationship material and recreational use only. I'm talking about all the girls in between. So here's what you do with certain kinds of women. Flirt with every attractive girl you come across. This keeps you sharp, unattached, and dangerous. As far as the girl you actually care for is concerned, date that girl. Not because she's perfect, but because she makes you feel something real. As far as 304s, use the girls who want to be used. She knows her role, you know yours. No lies, no guilt. Get in, get off, get out, get on with your life. As far as the girl who loves you, marry her. Not the one you chase. Not the one who excites you. No, marry the girl who chooses you every day. Men who mix these roles completely destroy their lives, and trust me when I tell you guys, I have come dangerously close many times over the years. We marry desire, we fall in love with lust, and we actually reward indifference. Order matters. Roles matter. Discipline matters. You confuse them too often, and you will pay for doing the wrong thing to keep a man, but what most women are grossly unaware of is that submission actually controls the man. Let me repeat that. A submissive woman actually controls the man. That statement alone filters intelligence. Most of you will not understand this, but for the few who will, listen up. Men don't commit to noise. They don't commit to loudmouths. They don't commit to attitude, and they damn sure don't commit to ego and heels. This is the kind of behavior that repels masculine men. But a soft woman, a respectful woman, a feminine cooperative woman, a woman who doesn't raise her voice, a woman who doesn't catch an attitude over nothing, she moves his entire world with a whisper. You see, ladies, submission isn't weakness. It is influence dressed up as peace. And this is a psychological advantage older than empires. A man will fight the world for a woman who is good to him, but he will not lift a finger for a woman trying to compete with him. Modern women think power lives in attitude. Wrong. Power lives in softness. That's how a man bends without ever feeling broken. The loud woman gets attention, but the feminine woman gets commitment. Different games, different ceilings, different outcomes. Masculine men simply do not respond to female pressure. They respond to feminine peace. Ladies, if you give a man peace, he will move mountains for you. A submissive woman never demands anything. She doesn't have to. Why? Because a man offers willingly, eagerly, almost instinctively. Women didn't lose power randomly. They lost it when they tried to act like men. And the hard truth is that the women of yesteryear had far more power and influence back in the day than the bitchy entitled wannabe boss babes have today. The ones who stayed feminine, those are the ones who enjoy the fruits of the kingdom. She doesn't try to control him loudly. Instead, she influences him quietly. A submissive woman doesn't lose power when she submits. She acquires influence with the man. Me, well, what if she genuinely didn't see my message? And my answer to that was, trust me, she saw your message. Guys, women are glued to their phones all day, so they do not miss messages. They miss interest. And an uncomfortable truth is that phones are extensions of the female nervous system. If she really wanted to reply, it would have taken 5 seconds max. Silence is not confusion, guys. It's priority. As men, we tend to overthink delays, but women use them intentionally. Because in the dating world, time is leverage and attention is currency. When a woman really likes you, response time disappears. Busy women reply the fastest to the men they value. No reply isn't disrespect, it's information. She is telling you exactly where you rank without actually having to tell you. Chasing after silence never increases attraction. It simply confirms what she already believes, which is you're waiting. So the quick math here is that you should match energy or withdraw access. Interest should feel mutual, not negotiated. She saw the text and she chose not to answer. Believe actions, guys, not excuses.